Hello Indie fans, I cannot believe that we are already into the last full week of 2021, where as always, let's take a look forward into next month with the usual slow start to the year, although I'm sure that more games will announce their release dates soon, but not too bad a start for the year with some highly anticipated games coming out. Let's begin with COGEN Sword of Rewind, a Japanese pixel art action platformer that uses rewinding time as its main mechanic.
はじめまして、大鳥琥珀。私の名はエグゼブレーカー。目的地への誘導を開始する。
Our heroine wields a sentient talking sword with the power to rewind time, traveling through the ruins of a city she once called home, battling a variety of mechanical monsters in order to do so. While I think that this game looks fantastic, the time rewinding mechanic and the talking sword is not new, looking like some combination of Super Time Force and Transistor, but I'm curious as to the level of execution. Apparently, every hit in this game is fatal, which I can see becoming annoying very quickly, so hopefully the time rewinding is forgiving enough such that it does not affect the flow of the game.
記録する存在お願い私は誰も死んでほしくないんだ
I did mention Kingdom of the Dead a little while back as well, where this is a first-person shooter with a fantastic look, super stylized even if it looks a little dull due to the monochrome. You are battling the forces of death itself, forcing them back to hell, where fighting gigantic bosses is one of the highlights as well. It looks very cool, but does appear to be a smaller game, but certainly one for fans of the genre.
Lenorian, a bastion of culture and civilization. But the elven glory caused great suffering, and such suffering could never be forgiven. It could only lead to war. Lenorian fell, reborn into Rarnak, corrupted, twisted, evil. As our order's duty is to guard all knowledge, we sent an expedition to save all remaining elven lore. And we never heard from them again. Can you save them?
A decent-looking tactical RPG is Reverie Night Tactics, featuring 4 hero characters as they enter a war-torn kingdom, searching for a long-lost elven city in order to save their loved ones. The units here are full-on hero characters with special abilities, RPG elements like stats and the ability to level up and more, all with strategic grid-based tactics combat which looks pretty good, which was why it got my attention when I was looking for tactics titles a while back. I've had my eye on Pupperazzi for a very long time, being a photography game where you simply go about taking pictures of the most adorable and derpy dogs. Rather than being on rails like Pokemon Snap, this gives you the freedom of exploration, looking to be one of the coziest games of 2022. It does also come to us from developer Sunday Moth, who made the underrated Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, where it has been 3.5 years since their last game in 2018, so of course I'm interested in this. I just talked about Deflector in a video covering promising upcoming roguelites of the year, link in the top right if you missed it, where it did just release a free prologue demo named Specimen Zero this month, and completing that version grants you an exclusive skin for the main game, so if this looks interesting, I would recommend that you go look for that. This is a bullet hell entry where you're able to deflect enemy projectiles back at them, looking pretty good and chaotic as a roguelite should. One title that I'm impressed with due to the absolute scale of things is Diplomacy is Not an Option, a low-poly survival city builder that has you managing a kingdom and defending it from external threats. In some way, this looks to exploit modern technology to a high degree with the sheer number of units on screen, not quite as many as they are billions, but still impressive nonetheless, even having physics simulation such as projectiles flying in an arc or arrows bouncing off stone walls. Watcher Chronicles was a game that I just missed out on my list of upcoming Souls-like games, which you can watch in the top right, where this 2D Souls-like title does look pretty awesome. Interestingly, rather than grimdark or pixel art, this has quite a vibrant, cartoony art style, almost like Adventure Quest in some ways, but I believe that hides quite a punishing and challenging game. In addition to the giant bosses, there does appear to be fodder enemies, a large interconnected world, and even an RPG system for your character, looking to be a Salt and Sanctuary adjacent title, and could be pretty good, looking to join the ranks of many such impressive titles from 2021.
The West's full of tall tales. Strangeness, oddity, evil. But the West, it's also got heroes. Of a kind. A bounty hunter. Thought she could hang up her shooting irons for good. Thought wrong.
I'm pretty excited about Weird West, since this is an immersive sim like Deus Ex or Dishonored, but with an isometric camera angle instead of first person, which could potentially bring this genre to the attention of more people.
This land's got guardians. Come west tracking an evil wind across the plains. Liable to find it. It's got cowboys, drunk on the moon, trapped in a war for the heart of the West.
I'm also very interested in the Weird West setting, combining the cowboys and gunslingers of the Old West with a touch of the supernatural, and while games like West of Dead and Ritual Crown of Horns exist, I think that what this developer is making should be pretty unique. From the trailer and description, it does appear that there are multiple characters, and with the open world and immersive sim nature of this game will provide plenty of replayability. You will also not be surprised to learn that this studio is headed up by an ex-Arcane developer who decided to strike out and make their own game with a twist, and this is being published by Devolver Digital, so chances are that it will turn out pretty well.
Welcome to the Weird West.
I'm also very happy to share that Windjammers 2 finally got a release date and will be out next month, being the sequel to a cult classic that was released on the Neo Geo in 1994. It is still amazing and crazy to me how we can get sequels to games that are more than 25 years old, where this is a sports title that has you flinging discs in order to score goals. There are 10 playable characters, including 6 returning ones, where each has their own attributes and special abilities. Ever since it was announced in 2018, this has been a title that people have been very excited about, where I believe that somehow there's a huge French community playing the original competitively even in 2021. So it is only appropriate that French developer and publisher .emu is responsible for this under the license from the original IP holders, where this developer has done fantastic jobs with recent sequels and re-releases of classic games like Streets of Rage 4 and Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap, so it is in great hands. A title that many horror game fans have been looking forward to is Hidden Deep, one that shares a lot of similarities with sci-fi horror classics, but looks to take it to a whole new level of terror. It has you descending into a sub-oceanic mining and research facility that went radio silent after 681 days, where you play as the leader of the second team sent to investigate what happened. Of course, with inspiration from The Thing, Alien and Half-Life, things have gone horribly wrong. But where it gets interesting is that you're able to issue orders to your team members or to control them directly, but I have no idea how this game will deal with the death of characters, but if you're a fan of horror, this is a cannot miss, taking the #1 spot. For more upcoming games of 2022, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.